What's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night. Time for another episode of Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay. I'm your one host, Vegas Jay.
And I'm your other host, Philly Nay. Hi, everybody.
What is going on? We got an extra special guest tonight, but let's get right into the Tiki Talk, and then we'll see how it matches up, and then we'll meet our guest. So... time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug, and I try to match it to our guests. So let's say hello to our guests. Hello, Michele Morgan. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am dandy.
Wow.
Michele owns a awesome little thrift store here in Vegas called Dinosaur and Roses. I've known Michele for quite a while now. So to match up with Michele, she lives in Vegas. So I have a Frankie's Tiki mug. Now, I'm going to teach you a little quick thing about this mug. This mug goes to the drink Kahiki Kai. If you're coming for eBay Open and you're not a big-time drinker, the Kahiki Kai is what we call mom strength, not too potent. So any level of drinker can drink Kahiki Kai. And this is the retired color. So if you see this anywhere in yellow, they do not make this color anymore. It is currently green. So it means it's worth a little bit extra money. And although not a fine rum, since Michele's last name is Morgan, I did have a bottle of Captain Morgan tattoo laying around. So I'm drinking a little bit of the Captain tonight. Morgan. See how well I matched up tonight, Nay? It was perfect.
Oh, very clever.
I try. So we're going to talk to Michele about half an hour. So enjoy the show, Michele. We'll see you in a little bit.
And I'm enjoying iced coffee tonight. Again.
You got a sippy cup tonight, Nadine?
No, I don't have a sippy cup. It is plastic, but it's
right.
full of iced coffee. So I'm taking it. You're the one who's spilling tonight, though.
Yes, I did spill, but I broke nothing. All right, let's get into it, shall we?
Yes.
Time for Nay's breast cancer update and fact of the week.
Okay, so I am feeling better, finally from my surgery. It's been four and a half weeks now, and I'm finally, really feeling pretty much back to normal. I do notice, though, that I have some extra nerve damage from some new nerve damage and new nerves, weird pain and sensations from this past surgery. Like I'll get this horrible itching that there's nothing I can do about it. And I have to put ice packs on just to try to stop the itching, stuff like that. But I'm doing well. And I have to say, anyone with cancer or any serious illness, my friend Robin Haas, who's in the chat right now. Hi, Robin. She's one who I talk to a lot about this. And, really, we don't need it's hard because you hear so many people say, oh, you got to be strong. And you hear so many cliche things, and people are well-meaning. They really are. And I appreciate that. But I have a list tonight of it's from Pinterest, and it's 9 best ways to support your BFF who's been diagnosed with breast cancer. So these are good things to do to support someone with breast cancer or any type of cancer. Number 1, drop off dinner or breakfast or lunch. That is so true. We get tired, especially after we've had our surgeries and whatnot. And cooking is really the kind of it's a chore. And it really does help. I got some frozen meals from some friends and whatnot, and I could just heat them up easily. So that does help. Help with the housework. Absolutely. I had my friend Cora came over after my big 11-hour surgery, and she showed up and she said, I'm here to clean your house. And it was the best thing in the world, because that is something that's very helpful. Don't forget the yard if they need yard work. Babysit or help their kids with homework. Absolutely. Come in and watch the kids for a couple hours and let mom sleep. That's definitely. Attend a support group or chemo treatment together. So yeah, go with them, if they're attending a support group, or if they're going for treatments or a doctor's appointment, take them to the doctor's appointment. That's a big help. Huge help. Continue being her friend. Absolutely. I have certain people in my life who, when they found out that I had cancer, they didn't know how to deal with it. And so they kind of walked away out of my life, and it's sad, but I realized that, those people unfortunately were probably not the friends I thought in the first place. Because if they can't deal with my cancer, I'm the one who's dealing with it, and I'm the one that's got cancer, you know, so that's pretty crazy. So be their friend, you know, even if you don't know what to say or do, be their friend. If a life preserver is needed, throw it on. So this is, and I've gotten help to financial, this means financial help. If you were able to give them any financial help, medical bills really do build up. You know, I lost my job. The medical bills were crazy. I'm still in financial straits from it. So yes, that helps. And tune into her needs. Yeah. Ask what she needs. Just don't try to solve the problems. You can't cure cancer, but ask what she needs. And number 9, and I love this one because I get people telling me all the time that they do this because of me, and this is the hugest compliment. It puts the biggest smile on my face. Get a mammogram. So that's it. Thank you.
There you go. All right, now it is time for our scores of the week. Renee and I share with you the cool stuff we've sold this week, and I'll give you a bunch of new things to keep your eyes peeled for. Just sold this today. Haven't even shipped it yet. I paid $9.99 for this Harpo Marx CD. Do you know who Harpo Marx is, Nadine?
I do.
Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up watching the Marx Brothers movies, and I love them, and I love Harpo's music. But this has been out of print for a while, so I sold it for $33. I paid $9.99.
Isn't it Groucho and Harpo?
Well, Groucho's his brother, yep, and Chico and Zeppo and Gummo.
Okay. Oh, I know too.
I bought this at a Savers. It took quite a while to sell, but it was only $3.99. It was Design Your Own Dinosaurs. It was sealed, brand new, and it sold yesterday for $39.99. So buying stuff out of the toy section. This mug, would any of you pay $90 for this mug? Well, I did, and then I flipped it for $250, and I sold this mug for more than anyone else has, because why? No one else did. Come on. Oh. What happened?
I don't know, but you're showing all my scores.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. I only showed 3 things, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, where was my 4th thing?
I don't know.
All right, so hang on a quick second. That was weird.
Okay.
That was weird. That was weird. Here, I'll pop you on the screen here. So
okay. I'm on the big screen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, you showed you showed the dinosaur, the mug, and the whatever brothers. Marx.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one I was going to show. Is right here.
Oh, okay. You got it.
Nothing exciting, but listening to Nadine, I sold this relic by Fossil Purse for $24.
Cool.
I paid $250 for it. So it was nothing. It was nothing exciting, but it was a small purse, easy to ship, and $2 and into 24 is a good deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good.
All right, sorry about the little confusion. Now you're up.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, now I have some extra scores tonight. I'll go through them fast because I haven't had scores for the last few weeks because my store was on vacation. Then I was trying to get everything kind of organized in my store again. So I really wasn't selling a lot, but I'm back in business and I'm back strong. So I have some extra scores tonight. This is a J. Crew pencil skirt. It was 100% linen, size 8. It sold for $39.99 with free shipping. And that was easy to ship, first class. And I paid, I think, $3.99 for it. This actually sold. It was funny because I was FaceTiming with Jason, and I got it to Ching right as I hung up. And I bought this in Vegas last year. Actually, it was a it's not really a muumuu. It was more of like a African or Southwestern dress, and it was handmade. So I just put the measurements in it, and someone offered me $50 today, and I took it. So that was a good sale.
And I took it.
Yes, I jumped on that. Now this is an Athleta. For those of you who know, Gap owns Athleta. It's one of those kind of higher end Athletica brands, which includes Lululemon, some of those other types of brands. But this one, Athleta is very popular still. And I paid $3.99, I think, for this top at my Goodwill, and it didn't take too long to sell. I did get an offer for $20. I countered at $25, and it went plus shipping, and they accepted the $25. And then this one is out of my comfort zone. I actually talked about this, that it was out of my comfort zone, I think last week or on the haul. And I don't usually buy electronics, but this was a Sony Walkman, and it was just an FM AM radio, no CD or anything, but it was vintage, and it was completely sealed, new old stock. And I had it up for...
I thought this was cassette.
No.
You said that. That's even better. Holy.
Just a radio. Just a radio. Just AM, FM radio. That's it. Yep. Thank you. And I put it up for $59.99. I got an offer for $45. I countered at $49.95, and they took it. So just about $50, and I bought it for $4.99. So
well done.
And these, I just want to show that vintage pantyhose sell, and they sell well. Now I usually get these in packs. Either I pay like $1 for one, or I get them in packs at my Goodwill or at my thrift store, and they're usually like $3 or $4 for a pack of a bunch of them. So this was in one of those packs, so I paid less than $1 for it, and I sold it for $19.99 plus $2.67 shipping. So, and then I'm on a kick of selling media and CDs. Thank you, Jason. I paid 99 cents for this CD, and it was used. And I flipped it for $14.95 with free shipping. We know those are easy to ship. So, if I could do those sales all day, I would be making great money. So. Oh,
I did have another score. I got my stuff all mixed up.
All right.
So these were the kickwear pants that I showed in a haul like a week or two ago. And I found them in the workout sweats aisle, which I don't normally look at. I would have priced them higher had they been a bigger size. They were only waist 32, so not a real big dude. But they sold within a week for $3 or $4 for them. So there was my hidden one. All right, you've seen our scores now. It is time for Do You Buy Worth Point. Oh my gosh, I forgot to open up the... I was so busy spilling my beverage, I forgot to open up what I got to read every week. I'm such a dork.
Yes, you are.
Well, WorthPoint is the largest resources for identifying, researching, and valuing antiques, art, and vintage collectibles. Had Nay and I used WorthPoint when we were in the field, we would not have bought these duds.
Right. Okay, my first dud is this lovely sewing pattern. It was used and cut, but I sold it for $4.99 plus shipping. Really not worth it, even though I paid less than $1 for it, but still,
And what?
Yeah. And then this is one, I probably have to lower the price. I do have a couple watchers, but usually sealed vintage, especially Milton Bradley puzzles, sell well for me. However, nobody seems to want strawberries. So I probably have to lower the price a little. The only problem is the box is big and cumbersome, and it does weigh a couple of pounds. So there's really no economical way to ship it, with doing free shipping. So I might end up adding shipping and lowering the price or something, but
maybe start with strawberry jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, maybe strawberries in the beginning.
I mean, you have got the subject of the puzzle buried as the last word.
You're right. You're very right. Yes.
Give it a whirl. Okay, so one thing when we teach classes, and I'm talking about men's t-shirts, I do tell you the popular bands, the ones we all know, no matter who you are and where you are, you all know who Metallica is, who Marley is, who Pink Floyd is, AC/DC. The problem is, although very popular artists around the world, they have licensed their image everywhere. So I rarely buy their shirts anymore unless they are actual tour shirts, because you can pick up this shirt new in like Target for like $14.99. So I was happy to get $8.49 and get it gone. And this is one of the last of the bunch I bought with Nay like 2 years ago in New York City.
Yep, New York City.
The Pink Floyd ones sold very well. The Woodstock ones were a slower sale. So I sold this for $15 and it went bye-bye. So I was happy. Now it is time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind, where Nay and I tell you stories about crazy things that happened to us in the thrift store with crazy people, fun people, scary people, and odd things that happen around us.
Okay.
Speaking of,
So this is at Philly Age Thrift. You know where this is, Jason, right?
oh yeah.
So I was walking by. I was looking for, I need a new suitcase for my upcoming trip to Vegas. So I was trying to thrift one. And the suitcase, there were like some suitcases scattered right there in the furniture section. So I was looking at them and I looked up and I almost like got startled because this woman was sound asleep on the couch. I mean, she was comfortable. Her leg was up on the pillow. She was just sound asleep. I mean, dead to the world. And I didn't notice her. She was so well camouflaged with the thrift store scenery that I didn't notice her. So I kind of looked up and got startled because I didn't know she was right there sleeping, and I was standing right next to her. So yeah, she never woke up. I mean, they were getting close to closing time, and I mean, they had the vacuum running. No, they had the vacuum running. They were vacuuming in that room and stuff, and she just stayed asleep. She did not wake up for anything. She was comfy.
All right, I do have pictures, but let me set the scene before I show you the picture. So I'm in Goodwill yesterday, and there's a long aisle of children's clothes, and you can shop on either side of it, a long rack, I mean. And then across the top was plush, and it was stacked like 3-4 high. And the rack is high enough where the plush is my eye level. So I'm at the far end, and I'm looking at the plush right in front of me, and I hear at the other end a plush fall out and hit the ground. And there ain't no one near me, Nay. It is just me. I'm not even touching anything. I'm just looking. Okay, you ready for this?
We have thrift shopping ghosts.
Yes. Even not so much even ghosts. It's like, otherworldly, which is ghosts. But wait till you see. You ready? So
okay.
Here's the plush to the right. And there's the one plush that jumped off with no one touching it all by itself. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was the one pug plush.
Oh, my.
Whole rack of plush.
He wanted to come home with you.
Is that crazy or
what?
That
is crazy.
But no one. I was not touching it. Ain't no one else around. I'm the only one in the aisle.
That is crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Crazy, man. Crazy, I tell you.
Wow.
All right. Now it is time for our Thrifty Tip of the Week, brought to you by Stamps.com, postage on demand. Stamps.com's online postage service enables small businesses, enterprises like me, Nadine, and all of you, and online retailers to print U.S. Postal Service approved postage, which is a computer, printer, and internet connection right from your home or office. You are up first.
Okay, so my thrifty tip is when you're going through the linen section, if you happen to feel fabric that seems thick and it seems nice. Now this was actually a pillow, like a sham. And then if you look at the tag, and it has some fancy name on it, and it says made in France, Germany, Italy, any of those kind of countries, and not China. Definitely, it's probably something worth picking up, and just keep that in mind. So, in addition to texture, feel, go look for the tags when you're in the linen section and see what the tags say. You can find a lot out from the tags as well.
Cool. All right, so here's my thrifty tip, and it comes with a prop. Now, you all can do this. I can do it better than most, and let me explain. It's called the hover technique. When you see someone looking at something cool that you want to buy, you got to stand near them to get them nervous. Now, of course, I would make somebody way more nervous than Nadine would because I'm a big dude and I'm kind of scary looking.
I can do a mean face.
But this guy looked at this print forever. He called people. He touched it. He looked at it. And he finally gave up, but he put, you see this print to the left, the rectangular brown one, Nay? He put that in front of the one he's looking at.
Oh.
So you wouldn't do that unless maybe we're coming back for a second. And I kept coming around. So it's called the hover method. I kept coming around, pretending I was looking at books. And so he finally walked away. I snagged it. And then it got better, Nadine. It had no price tag, and usually they don't let you price things on.
They don't let you sell by it.
But yeah, I kind of got a lady like you had a lady at Goodwill that she's a little sweet on me. Stace goes, "Oh, was that the one that was being all sweet on you last time we were there?" I go, "Oh yeah, that was her." So we were having a nice little conversation, goofing around, chitty chatty. She goes to ring me up, and I bought some CDs, and they weren't scanning, and her friend, her coworker, tried to help her and made more of a mess of the ringing out. So she was getting annoyed, not at me, but her coworker, and the fact that the way the store is run with the tags. So they had to call a manager over, and I'm waiting, and I'm being patient. And the manager had already said, all right, we'll sell this print, which I'm going to show you in a second, for $9.99. The employee got so annoyed at everything that went on, she charged me $4.
Yay. So that worked out to your advantage.
So let me show you this. I would $10 was still a sweet deal. This is really awesome for $4. All right, hang on, I got to back up. It's a big one. It is Perseus on Pegasus, chained to the ground. There we go. With maybe Zeus in the background on another winged horse, and it's signed by the artist. So that was $4. Ugh. So that was a cool find using my hover technique to make sure that people realize they're being watched. I knew you guys would love that. Yeah, that is epic. $4 for, I mean, when's the last time you saw a Perseus and Pegasus framed print in a thrift store? Now, it's got some condition issues, but for $4, someone who loves Clash of the Titans or mythology, they're going to love it. Absolutely love it. All right, now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, brought to you by Bubble Fast. This segment is where Nay and I show you what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping. Bubble Fast, a family-owned business providing quality shipping supplies to the online community since 1999. Bubble Fast, the internet's home for shipping supplies. And as you can see, use the little code JNNAY and save 10% off your entire order. Whee!
Okay, so this is from Pinterest. I did not, these are not my photos, but this is interesting. We have talked about, at least in the thrifting board, about shipping with pool noodles as cushioning for glassware and whatnot. They are usually only $1. You can get them in the dollar store. They're great. They keep my kids afloat in the pool. You can use them for shipping. They're so great for so many things. But you can also, they're also great to ship a quilt or even a piece of, artwork that needs to be rolled. And they said the correct way is to roll a piece of tissue paper in between the quilt and the pool noodle and keep rolling and rolling and rolling. And then the outside you can cushion with, you can put some cellophane wrap or something to waterproof it. If it is something that needs a little more cushioning, you can use bubble wrap, but the pool noodle is the key here. That's a great way to ship. So
another use for a pool noodle. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Nay showed you a what not to do. So that means I'm going to show you what not to do. People overpack quite often. So Stacy, actually I bought Stacy a pair of shoes on eBay. So I go to open they're using the shoe box. This box, in case you don't know, is called the shoe box. First thing I see is an air pillow. Second thing I see is the shoes. Now, the box these shoes in, it's a sturdy box. You do not need to really go find another box and then put padding around it. You could have easily shipped this box in this priority Tyvek envelope. But if you still want to put in a box for a little added extra comfort, stability, that's good. You do not need this. But are you ready for what the bottom packing material was, Nadine?
Hey, what's that?
Bags from the grocery store.
Oh, okay.
Which we call poop bags at our house.
Well, yeah.
And more air pillows. Don't overpack things that don't need to be overpacked. That's the tip today. True. You're wasting these awesome air pillows. You could keep those for something that might be actually
and you can
breakable.
Keep the bags for your dog's poop. So
and just to show you guys, look how cute these tiki shoes are. Whee!
Let me see.
See? They're Tom's.
Oh, okay.
All right. That is our shipping tips. Now it's time for our eBay tip of the week, brought to you by Free Up. Free Up with 3 E's is the hands-on solution to hire remote e-commerce workers. Free Up vets hundreds of workers a week so you get the access to the top 1% of online talent whenever you need them. Sign up is free, no monthly fees, no minimum hours. Get the workers you need when you need them and only pay for the hours they work. Brenda, a loyal listener of the show. Hi, Brenda. Heard Nate when he was on is now on her way to building a remote empire with her team of free up workers. Go to freeup.com with 3 E's to start to free up your time and scale your business.
Okay, so my now this is a dress that I have listed right now, and this is a pet peeve of mine and something that you should always do. You get 12 photos to use on eBay, and and you can put more in your listing if you need it, but 12 usually does it for most items. So a lot of people will show, I have seen a lot of listings where they show just the front of the dress and no back. So is it backless? Is it low back? Is it full back? What does the back look like? I need to know that if I'm buying a dress. So Jason, if you could just go through my photos there, you see the first one is just a close up of the dress. Then I show, that, and then I show another of the reverse, and then I show a close up of the back. So always show the back of your item. People want to see that. They want to see all the details. Use all 12 of your photos and show, all the details that would help people to make an informed buying decision.
You want to know what my eBay tip of the week is?
What's that?
I forgot to do one.
Oh, we'll come up with one on the fly. I challenge you.
You challenge me to come up with one on the fly?
On the fly.
I'm sitting here going, oh my God, I never. All right, I'll do one on the fly.
Okay.
So I like to do my sports coats, especially if they have a pattern to the sport coat that you can see, and this one you can really see, on the angle as the first shot, because it's also showing the buttons on the sleeve, because some men are very particular if their sleeve has buttons or not. And we all know a lot of our buyers don't get past the first picture. So I make sure in the first picture that they can see the coat, the buttons on the front, and the buttons on the sleeve. Just a little hint, but that's how I do it. I give it a little bit of angle. I find too many people put things straight on. Angles tell you so much more than a straight on shot. Boom. How was that on the fly?
We would have never known that you did that on the fly if we didn't know. Good job.
How was that on the fly? Woo!
Great job, Jason.
All right. Now it is time for... Hello?
Yes?
Whoa, sorry. Stop sounds. There we go. The sounds wouldn't work. Now it's time for Jay and Nate's Trendy Bolos. You got to know what's happening around you in the world, in pop culture, to be able to sell things for more and better.
Okay, so for those of you who aren't familiar, us graphic designers like me in the graphic design industry, we use a standard color system called Pantone colors, and they're also called PMS colors. But they are a group of set colors. This is always the color that it is, and you use it in printing. Like if you say that you want Pantone 174041, that Marina blue, it's always going to be the same blue everywhere, universally. So the fashion gods also, every fashion season, they use the Pantone color system to pick a group of colors that are going to be the it colors of this season. So these are the it colors for fall 2017. And you can see the list there. There's some blues, some shaded spruce, a lime, a gray, a pink, so all of those colors there are going to be the it colors of fall. So if you find any items while you're thrifting in those colors or similar colors, they are going to be popular. So there you go.
And mine is, I'm going to quiz Nadine. Nadine, do you know who Conor McGregor is?
Who is that?
Conor McGregor?
No, I do not.
So he is the biggest UFC star who's just about to switch over and box Floyd Mayweather, who is the biggest boxer. And this week, they're currently on a world tour of press conferences where they are just jawing hard left and right. And I picked up this Notorious Conor McGregor t-shirt not too long ago, but when I picked it up, it was before this fight was officially announced. It's 3 branded. It's Notorious Conor McGregor, it's UFC, and it is Reebok. But they were only selling in the $15, $16 range. And then all suddenly, the press starts with Conor. I sold it yesterday for $25. And right now, Conor McGregor shirts are just flying off of eBay. So if you have anything Conor McGregor or find anything, the fight isn't until August 26th, but Conor McGregor is the hottest commodity in sports right now, and keep your eyes peeled. I just found that t-shirt thrifting for $1.99.
Wow.
Sold for $25. So Conor McGregor, write that name down, go find some of his stuff. Because when I bought it, the stuff was selling, but all in the $13 to $17 range. Now it's all in the $25 to $35 range. So when something happens, you can sell it for more.
Great tip.
All right, now it is time for our last segment. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Jay and Nay's mini thrift hauls, where we give you a little tease of our next thrift haul. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, because starting next week, the guests start rolling in for eBay Open. Not sure when we're going to get to any shows. And speaking of, we might not have a show next week. We might. I've got to see how Mama comes in. I got to see how everything plays out. So just stay tuned, and we'll let you know. But I do want to tease the two things you will see on the next thrift haul. Ta-da! Never bought them before, but a quick research told me I should be buying these. So in case you don't know what these are, we'll talk about them. I would hope everyone knows what these are. And hanging around Nay and the other girls in the Thrifting Board, I bought some weird things. So we're going to talk about this too.
All right. And mine is, this is a CD box set. I showed it to Jason, and Jason said, "Oh, I don't know who that artist is." But it pretty much all day goes for between $30 to $40. So really weird, this guy. And I got a couple of sealed box sets from this guy. The other one I have is going for a little less than this one. But you know, I'll take it. So I will reveal who this artist is. And yeah, and then the other, this is, I'm trying to cover everything else. Why, oh, why would I buy a happy birthday mug?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, so I bought a happy birthday mug, and I will show you guys why I bought that mug. And I don't buy a lot of mugs these days because my mug sales are pretty much, you know, they've slowed down a lot. So I'll explain that on our next haul.
Alrighty, now it's time for our guest. It's Michele Morgan of Dinosaur in Rose's Thrift Store right here in Vegas. Hi, Michele. How are you?
Great. How are you guys doing?
We are good. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's talk thrift stores because, hey, that's why we're all here. That's how we all get our merchandise for our business. And who better to talk about it than a thrift store owner? Ta-da!
I'm the maven.
So before we get into questions and what your store is all about, give us the quick Michele bio. Who are you? You got kids, you married, dogs, cat, whatever. Give us that quick little.
Okay. All right, great. Well, I'm Michele Morgan DeVore, and I have been married to a fabulous dentist for the last 20 years. I've been in the advertising business for 35 years, and then about 10 years ago, I was asked to get involved in this nonprofit charity to help the community, and basically it has taken over my entire life. So that's kind of who I am. I am, I don't know if I'm the dinosaur or the rose, but people say that everybody wants to know about our name, so I came up with a name because we take the dinosaurs that live in your closet, your attic, your garage, your cupboard, and all those places behind your underwear drawer, you know, all those dinosaurs, and we turn them into roses, waiting to be picked by someone else like you guys and the audience who love thrifting.
So, you know, when this was presented to you, were you like, wait, what? I've never, I mean, obviously, you probably didn't have aspirations to own a thrift store as you were a young kid growing up.
I'll tell you what, I was the garage sale queen back in New York, where I was born and raised, but I'm out here for 25 years already. And I had tons of garage sales out here. And my one dream was to open like an antique store, a vintage store. And then when I got asked to be on the board of this charity, I was like, oh, this is going to be my dream come true. This is going to be like the most amazing thing. And you know, they say, be careful what you ask for. because I have been inundated with stuff. Jason, you've known me for quite a few years, and you have seen the amount of stuff that passes through my hands, which we will talk about as we get into depth. But I am the queen of stuff. So there you go. I'm in it now, and it's quite the exciting business.
You're the queen of stuff, but the other thing too is you have stuff everywhere around this valley.
Yes, I do, and we'll talk about all the. I'll tell you the. If you're from Vegas, go to the corner of Tropicana and the 954310 East Tropicana, and we have stores inside of stores inside of stores. So much stuff. What I can tell you right now, the hint of what's untouched is books, stuffed animals, movies, media, crystal, collectibles. You guys should go for a hunt because no one's monitoring that stuff. And I'm so involved with so many of the things that we do for the nonprofit that you know, I can't be in every place at once. Sometimes I go in there and I find like a $50 item selling for $1.99, and I have to scream at someone and freak out. But you know, it's all about the hunt. We know it.
Hell yeah.
So you talked about the nonprofit charity side. Can you tell us about how you give back to the community?
Yes, we give back in the most amazing way. Every Monday, we open our doors, and through our referrals that we get, and we get a lot of referrals from different organizations like Help of Southern Nevada, or East Valley Services, or we get referrals from Jewish Family Services, Catholic Charities. We get referrals from everyone that are associated with people that are in need. So we open our doors on Monday, and when you send in your referral, you get to come in and you get to shop with dignity free. So we give you an allotment based on your family and your needs, and you come and you get clothes and shoes and household items. And you know, we had people that say that their kids are sleeping on the floor without even a towel or a sheet. And, you know, you can only feel for the people that are in the community like that. And if you go to one of our regular government agencies and you say, hey, I need some help, they'll say, okay, get on the waiting list for 6 months. If I get a referral or a call on Friday, I say, come in Monday and I'm going to help you out. And I have a great team of people. We have Jay Fraley, who runs the outreach program. He's like totally amazing. He's there every Monday. And we outfit everyone with what they need.
Oh, that's so great.
It's really great, and the need just grows and grows and grows. So unlike other thrift stores or other nonprofits, we are there for immediate action, and that's what really sets us apart from everyone else. And the community donates to us, which is wonderful because that's how we get our goods. And you know, a lot of the people just come in and they get their absolute necessity.
I love what you said. They get to shop with dignity, and that's awesome.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
The one thing that Nay and I have had to talk with many people about is they don't realize that everyone thinks that thrift stores are there only to give to those in need, when in actuality, it's the money raised from the stuff selling to people like us that typically goes to the programs. You do take it that next step, but that is not the norm. So when people get all wigged out that thrift stores up their prices, I'm like, hey, they're no different than us. They're trying to get top dollar. We're trying to get top dollar. So if don't get mad at them, just go shop someplace else if you don't like it. And then you find little places like Dinosaur and Roses who actually do give right directly into the community, help people out who are in need, but still sell stuff that I can go in there and buy and flip. And it's a good, perfect circle, really.
Right. Well, what's great about us, unlike, let's say, the big boys, the Savers, the Goodwills, is you can come in and you can find something that you love and then say, hey, you know what, you have it marked for $10, but I'm a reseller, or I really want this item. Will you take, 6 or 8 or 9, whatever that number is? And 9 out of 10 times we're going to say, sure, take it, because for us, any pennies that come in to help the charity and to help keep our lights on and keep everybody out there in the community with clothes and things is great for us. So we don't have that, okay, it's $1.99 or $5 and that's it. We are so negotiable. And we have some amazing things. I'd love to tell you about some of the things that we have and owners are. We get amazing furniture from the World Market Center, and if anyone, people in Vegas, I'm sure know the World Market Center is the brand new furniture hub. We have a lot of the exhibitors that are there that when they change over their showrooms, these are brand new samples. They say, come and get it. We just picked up yesterday thousands of dollars worth of brand new, beautiful furniture that we're going to be putting on our floor soon. We just get like amazing things that even if if you love to flip furniture, you can come in and get a $5,000 piece of furniture for like $500 bucks. So you can't beat that.
And if you don't know what the World Market Center is, you know, most people know if you go to North Carolina, you can buy all the next year. You know, the stores go there to buy furniture for their stores. Well, we got one of those too, and it's huge, and it's right in downtown Vegas. So as Michele said, as they change out the seasons and the stuff, she gets a lot of the stuff. Hey, Michele, there's a great comment in the chat from Susan Sanders. She said, I shot by you at the Charleston location, and I also donated my late husband's sports jackets to you. So we got a local person right here in the chat watching us tonight. So how are you, Susan?
Thank you.
So we had a few questions from our posts, our show posts in the thrifting board. So do you want to start with a couple of those questions, Jason? Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Brenda Brand asked, she said she's always wondered what it's like to own a thrift store, and she just wanted to know some of the upsides and the downsides too.
Well, okay, so some of the upside is that you really get to get a variety of things that come through you that you can't even imagine the upside of being able to see someone's life. You know, we get a lot of estates. People call us and they want to donate their entire estate. And then you look and you get to see this person's life that has just been donated to you. One of the things is, you know, I personally do a lot of these estates because I really feel like that the last gift you could give someone is to take care of their things and prepare them to go out to everyone. One of the really nice spiritual aspects of it that I like. The downside is work, because a lot of times you get so much stuff, and obviously you guys know with the research, you have to know what it is you're selling, you have to know what to price things at, and then sometimes, you know, people don't just decide they're going to clean out their junk, and rather than call Republic Services, they call us, and you get these massive amounts of like black bags with, oh my God, you got to be kidding, you did not throw this out, you really donated this broken, you know, crunched up dish or toy. The other thing that's the upside is that every day is a treasure hunt, because you mentioned before about linens that come from France or Germany, and we have gotten some beautiful like antique linens. On Craig Road, we have an amazing that is our like clearance house and our antique house. So that's at 479 West Craig Road, and that's only open Thursdays and Saturdays. But we have beautiful antique furniture, antique linen. We have antique glassware and a ton of like old record albums from the 20s, 30s, 40s, old 78. You know, so we have a lot of that stuff. I love the oldies. I love all that, and you said linen, you right away sparked my appetite, because I love all the old lace. It's just, each piece tells a story, and that's something else that's really nice about being in the thrift store business, because everything just sort of has a little history to it. It's not like, you know, you go to Macy's and you buy a brand new shirt, and there it is, it's trendy, and that's it. But when you go to a thrift store, you can only pick it up and imagine, what is the history? I have a couple things, if you want to see, of some of the goodies that we have gotten donated.
Sure.
So, this was actually, can you see that?
Bambi and his
mom. Yeah.
Bambi and his mom. This was a piece that was donated from an estate. It's made in Australia. And actually, we haven't had a chance to research it yet, but one of my friends took a peek. It's probably worth about $500.
Wow.
So it's all hand signed.
Oh, wow.
It's got all things. So that's like one of the great pieces. Let me show you something else. This is a lovely pewter. Can you see that? It's a beautiful pewter piece.
Oh, wow.
And
Yes, very nice.
it's from Neiman Marcus. So it's definitely worth something if it has the Neiman Marcus label on it. And let's see where it says it's made. It says it's made in Hong Kong, but it's still got the Neiman Marcus on it, so it's got to be.
Hong Kong too is usually that's vintage too. That always indicates when it, especially with Neiman Marcus. Yeah, that's usually like 60s, 70s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like that. That's vintage.
Okay, and then we have this magnificent Nubian princess. You can see her. This is a beautiful, beautiful wood carving. You can tell that this was really made beautifully, and so this is like one of the other items what we just got donated. And I'm going to show you this. This came from World Market Center. Let's see, here we go. This is a set of 6 pieces, and it came from one of the designers there. So this is like an order of what we have on the order of what the new stuff looks like. It's modern, it's nice, it's brand new. It doesn't tell a story, but it's certainly got a great price tag.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's your little show and tell for the 4 items I wanted to show you guys. And then I just wanted to throw in there that we were voted best thrift store, #1 thrift store from the Best Things in Nevada. They wrote us a great story about us, and they had it on, and here it is. We came there #1 best thrift store.
Awesome. We have a great question, and I don't know if it ever affects you, but we'll see if it does, because it drives me insane at like Savers and Goodwill.
Okay.
When some business or party where they had made T-shirts for the event, but no one would ever care about those shirts, and then the rack gets filled with like 200 of the same shirt that no one would give a shit about. I'm always so angry because I'm like, no one is going to buy those shirts. No one.
Right.
Do you ever get big lots? I mean, because of course, if they were 200 Super Bowl T-shirts, different story.
There's
but 200 of the Johnson Dakota family reunion that had a misprint, no one cares.
Right.
Yeah, there's like 50 Comcast, Xfinity,
yes,
some kind of promotion that they had, yellow polo shirts at my local Goodwill right now, and they've been sitting for like a month, just like taking up.
So do you ever get those? And what do you do with them?
We do. We do get donations like that, and the best thing that you can do if you're another thrift store and you're listening to this is to bag that stuff up and sell it by the pound.
Yes.
There are companies out there that we deal with that when you get 200 things that say, you know, the Smith family reunion from 10 years ago, and again, like Jason said, it was a misprint, the best thing to do is to donate that, because there are companies that turn that into rags, they recycle it, they do different things. So you can save the planet without filling up your entire store. You will never see that at our store. We don't have that kind of bulk. We're like more of one-of-a-kind piece that like to be different. But I've seen that at Goodwill, at Savers, at Opportunity Village. I've seen that at all the stores, and it drives me insane because they use just waste of space.
Hey, Michele, do me a favor. I want you to scoot forward. When you were showing and telling, your sound was better. So you were closer to the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, how's that?
And I got a great question from from Beverly. How do you find thrift stores that give back to the community like this lovely lady's? So you're called a lovely lady.
Oh, thank you, Beverly.
No, like me and Nate and probably everyone watching, when we travel for work or pleasure, we always hit thrift stores in other cities. How would we go to a strange city, and how do we know if we could find a thrift store like you that really, really gives back to the community? Are there any telltale signs that you do that we would know to look for?
You know, like on the site, on our sign, it says nonprofit. So the first thing I would do would be to look at, I would Google nonprofit thrift store and see what comes up in the city that you're in. And then if you're really concerned about knowing what they give back, I would investigate. And when people come in all the time and they say, tell us about what you do, tell us about what you do. You know, there's one other thing that we do. We collect modified business tax we're one of only 3 other agencies that are allowed to collect large corporate modified business tax and send children who never dreamed of going to private school to private school. And last year we collected $1.5 million. This year we're on target to collect about $2 million. And we're going to be sending 300-400 kids that are living at the poverty level to private school to have that experience year after year. So we really things in the community, both for those that are in basic necessity and in education.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I have 3 children that we send to private school. They're professional kids. Nobody wants the thrift business. Nobody wants to be involved with all these schmatas, you know. I have a lawyer and 2 doctors, and I know what that was like, the gut wrenching to, you know, raise those funds to work 4 jobs to put these kids through school, and for us to be able to give back for education, to hope that some of these little brains will grow up and they will, you know, give back to the community and become doctors and lawyers and Indian chiefs. It's, you know, it's what makes getting up in the morning worthwhile.
So does your husband thrift? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. That's a funny question. My husband actually, I'm going to say it true it is, he hates thrifting. He always threatens my life. If you bring one more thing into this house, I am going to kill you. The worst is though when we're on vacation and we see like an estate sale. I gotta go. We went to Hawaii a couple of years ago, and I was looking for tiki mugs at all the thrift stores and all the garage sales. I'm like, well, if Jason does it, I can do it, you know. So he did come with me, and he was patient, and I make him my llama and carry my bags, and then he complains, and then I got to get him drinks, and then I got to be nice to him. But you know, what he loves is what I do to the community. His thing is education. And he loves the scholarship program, and he loves the education. And when I come home, or I get a fax, or I get an email from a family that says, yeah, I got a phone call a couple of weekends ago, my house burnt down, I need everything, I have 5 children, and I'm like, you know what, I'll open the store for you if you need it, you know, I'll send someone there right now if you need it. And that's the stuff that he really loves. But if I say to him, honey, pull over, there's a thrift store, I have to drop him at the bar first.
Yeah, Stacy's somewhat the same way. She'll go for a little bit, but if there's some, like we're going to Europe and I want to go record hunting because I love music. I'm a music nerd. And I found 2 record stores that she agreed to so far. One serves wine and one serves beer. And she's not a huge wine drinker, but she's like, yeah, I'll drink some wine. You can just look at records.
Okay, well, you know what? Her and Phil should get together because, you and I mean, I'm like a kid in a, you know, even though I get stuff, I still go thrifting and look what's out there to see. Yeah. Because, you know, when it's in your blood, you can't run away from it. You know, I never met a garage sale I didn't like.
So we have a question from one of our viewers, Lisa Hardy, and she wants to know how you decide on pricing your items. Do you go with your gut? Do you have a set pricing chart? Do you use eBay sold? You know, and then she goes on to say that at her local Goodwill, sometimes she'll see the mugs for 99 cents, and then the next day they'll all of a sudden shoot up to like $4.99 a mug. And then they go, and the prices tend to fluctuate up and down. So she said she can understand testing the market, but it's a lot of, is it a lot of knowing your customer base? How do you do that?
Well, okay, the answer to that, the quick and easy answer is all of the above. You know, Sometimes I'll get one of the employees to call up and say, hey, look, I have this thing. It's not marked. You haven't been in. Someone hasn't researched it. I say, just pull a price out of your butt and see what happens. You know, so that's the on the fly. A lot of things we do research. The other thing that, like I said before, that we're really known for is you can come in and you can negotiate a great price on something. If you came in and you saw the mug for $4.99, you said, you know what, I've seen this at other thrift stores for 75 cents. You go, really? Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Take it for 75 cents. So there is no real rhyme or reason. I know on Google we've had a couple of people say, oh, their prices are high. Well, you just didn't negotiate. That's why you think the price is high. If you would have negotiated, you could have gotten it for what you needed it for. So
and don't pay no mind to internet tough guys. I get that shit all day long, and I don't care. You know what? The best thing is they're talking about you, because when someone comes in and buys some stuff and they're like, these prices weren't high. What the hell are they talking about? I love when I see reviews where like, I don't know what that jerk was saying because these prices were perfect.
Well, and I do have a special offer for everyone that's watching tonight. If you come into the store.
Oh, wait, you got to build some suspense. A special offer. Hang on. Don't
all right. Play the music. Play the music.
Oh, hey. Oh, wait. So, wait. I'll play the music. Hang on. Okay, what's the offer?
The offer is, if you have seen this show tonight and you've seen me on TV or you've seen me anywhere, you can come in and we are going to give you 1/3 off of your purchase by just mentioning my dear friend Jason Smith. You know, we had donated to us, which I'm sure people must have seen, is the Epic Thrift Store that went out of business. I still have a monster amount of racks and hangers and fixtures, so if anybody needs that stuff, definitely contact us. But if you come in and you say, I am Jason's friend, we're going to give you 1/3 off your purchase.
Cool.
That is insane.
Advertise that all day.
Especially all of you coming in for eBay Open and hanging out with Nay and I. Make sure you get down. I just popped the address into the chat. The chat does go away after the show's over, so when the show is done, I will put the address down below in the description. It'll be there forever. So go see Michele. Now, speaking of that, when you get to Dinosaur and Roses, make sure you look behind the counter. And Michele doesn't know I was in the store the other day and doesn't know I took this picture. So here is, wait, let me go back. Here is Nadine's artwork of a picture that Michele and I took. And then here I am looking at that picture, which hangs behind the wall. So me looking at a picture of me and Michele. So now the vortex is complete. I don't know if this is super meta or super
kind of a thrifty encounter.
There's a thrifty encounter with myself.
That is with hilarious. Myself.
So yeah, so you'll see a little picture of me behind the counter. So if you don't see that picture, you're not in the right place. But it's super easy to get to the store because it's on Tropicana, one of the most major roads in Las Vegas, at the corner of Tropicana and the 95 freeway. Super easy. You have the freeway, boom, you're right there.
And I'll tell you what, if you go with your spouse who hates to thrift, there's a PT's Pub right in the same shopping center.
They can gamble and drink.
Stacy or Phil, they can just go in there, they can gamble, they can drink, and you can thrift.
And a good question to almost finish up on here. What are your hours, Michele?
We're open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Saturday. And if you go on Dinosaurs and Roses on Facebook and like us, you'll get all the information about the sales. Or you can go on our website at www.dinosaursandrandroses.org. Or you can email me at Michele@dinosaursandraoses.org and add us to, you can put you on the mailing list. You can call and say, hey, do you have like a 3-headed chicken or something? You know, you just never know what we come up with.
And Heather in the chat wants to know if she can come by and bring some nice donations.
You know, we love donations. As a matter of fact, we are always on the trail, on the hunt for donations. We love, at this time of the year, we love backpacks and things for school supplies. So we're going to be definitely giving out a lot of that as school ticks on. And we welcome anything that anyone wants to bring down because, you know, one man's dinosaur is another man's rose.
mean, there is no better way to end, Nate. We're at the top of the hour.
Perfect.
One man's dinosaurs. I mean, it's like we planned this. You two.
Yeah, that was perfect.
That was awesome. So I want to thank Michele for coming on. Get to Dinosaur and Roses. Like them on Facebook. You'll find out when they're having sales. When she's, what I did the little. If you saw my commercial when she was blowing out the Epic that went out of business. So there is always something cool going on because Michele is connected throughout Vegas. Gets all kinds of cool stuff to flip. And with the furniture, if you need good furniture just for your house, not even to flip, like she said, you can get $5,000 piece of furniture for $500. That's a crazy, crazy deal.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So Nate, we'll send you home with a new bedroom set.
Yeah, please do. Let everybody know we do have a few Facebook pages. I just saw it popped up that Tracy just asked to join the forum. The big. You got to go look at just the regular Dinosaurs and Roses store. It'll have the picture of the store. So please check, like that one because that's the one that really has all the news on it.
And I'll get all those links down below. I got Stacey and I are running out right now, but tonight when I get back home, all the links. So if you're watching this after the fact, just look down in the description and you will see all Michele's links, the address of the store, and everything else you need to find Michele and Dinosaur and Roses. So Michele, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to send you the info for the parties in 2 weeks here in Vegas. So come join us at any of them. And we have many. Nate and I'm going to be partying around town with all our peeps from the show and from the Thrifty Board. And it's going to be fun. So we might have a show next week. Stay tuned. I'm going to figure it out soon.
Yeah, we might be able to fit one in. And
maybe just a haul or something. We'll figure it out. But stay tuned. And if nothing else, the open, we will be going live haphazardly from the event, from the parties. So just stay tuned to this YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe down below, if you've not subscribed before, a little bell shows up. Click that bell. And when we go live, it will give you a notification. Hey, Jason is live. So if you want to watch, if you can't make Vegas Rebay Open, you want to watch the festivities, stay tuned to this YouTube channel. We'll be live all the time. And with that, thank you, Michele. Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We'll see everybody soon. Bye-bye.